It's only for the real.
What is going on, realists? It's Trey.
And it's Tasha.
Man to the real, where we always keep it real. Avengers Endgame spoiler review.
Yes. Spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie, get.
Man, look, you grown or you, hey, look, I know what, it ain't about you being grown. If you are able to read, I ain't gotta keep saying that shit. I'm tired of pussyfooting around with you goddamn kids and grown people who don't like to read. Reading is fundamental. So look, you clicked on the video, read the damn description. Look, Avengers Endgame spoiler review.
Before Trey take over and start talking, because he probably ain't gonna stop, I'm gonna just say how I felt leaving this movie. There was not an emotion that could describe how I felt when I left that movie. I know everybody ain't gonna feel like that, but I'm a diehard Marvel fan. Like, you know, I done read some of the comics. I done watched all the cartoons back in the day. I done watched every movie that done came out. Like, out of, how many movies? 22? 21? Out of 20-some movies, we probably done seen at least, 16, 17 in the theaters?
We saw all of them.
No, we didn't, because we didn't see one of the Thors in the theater.
We didn't see the first Thor. That's
right.
it.
That's why I was like, I know it was something. We saw Incredible. We saw the Hulk in them.
Goddamn right, I saw Hulk. What you mean? We adding on yes.
I don't know. I feel like it's more than one. But anyway, I'm just saying, like 90% of the movies we've seen them in theaters over this whole 11-year span of movies. So like, you know, you grew up on stuff. Like everybody, it ain't gonna hit everybody the same because some of y'all just now getting into it or whatever. But I liked going to the theater on Thursday night with the diehards. Like when I tell you everybody in the theater was on the same page, we laughed together, we cried together, we were silent together. Everybody was on the same page. Cause when I went back Saturday, that's all I'm gonna say. When I went back Saturday, I ain't gonna say all of y'all weren't diehard fans, but most of y'all that was in there. I was like, But anyway, you can go ahead.
We will start off with the beginning of the movie. I got my notes here, like, so just bear with me, y'all. I got my notes.
Tell me that.
The movie starts off with a very carefree moment, you know. Hawkeye with his family, teaching his daughter how to shoot, you know what I'm saying, arrows, little Hawkeye. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you know what I'm saying, family picnic. He on house arrest still, you know, from the incident. Sokovia Accords and all that bullshit.
Okay.
And he turns his back, daughter walks over there. She gone.
Yeah, he turned back around and all you see is like,
and like I was like you didn't even see that. Like,
yes, you could. You could see it. It wasn't as like, it was like already gone to the point where like you could just see like a little bit blowing in the wind. It wasn't like you know, like if you didn't know what to look for, you wouldn't have noticed that.
And he started tripping out. Like anybody else would. He started calling her. Then started calling his wife and the boys. And like you felt the emotion, y'all.
Because first the girl disappeared. Then when he turned back around, everybody was gone.
Y'all, this is 3 minutes into the movie.
And that was how it opened. That was the
opening. 3 minutes in, people are crying. I was crying.
And then I think he said like when the movie actually come on, they only show the people that's alive. They don't show everybody. Like you know how they do the Marvel roll when they show like all the characters. They only show the people that's alive. They don't even show.
They don't even show them on the little Marvel logo that come up. Like.
Yeah, they just showed the people that were alive, and then the movie come on, and that's how it came on with
I was like,
Hawkeye, and I'm like, they did my boy like that, and then it just cut,
and then it cuts to Tony.
Yeah,
Tony and Nebula trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to get back. They playing little football and stuff, little paper football.
They wasn't even figuring out how to get back. That's the part that was sad. They were just trying to last longer as long as they could, because I think something on their ship broke, and they were like
doing the battle with Thanos in Infinity War. It was dope. But the thing was, Nebula didn't need to eat. She kept trying to give it to. He kept trying to feed her.
He kept trying to help give her.
She was like, she's good.
It was so sad though, because then he looked so like he hadn't ate, and like you could tell he hadn't ate. Like he was skin and bones. Like he was little. Because at first they didn't let you see that. Because I think he was like, he went to leave a message with his little helmet or whatever for Pepper. But when you actually saw him, I was like, oh my goodness, how long they been up here? Cause like,
and they were up there 22 days, I believe. And that was crazy.
Yeah, like 3 weeks, like around 3 weeks or something.
And like it looked like he was finna die, but
it was just like seeing Nebula like that too though, because you know Nebula like ain't give a fuck about nothing or nobody.
No,
you know they didn't try to make her like mostly into a machine, but like seeing her with Tony, like they were playing like little football or whatever, and she won. She was like, I'd like to do that again. Like it was different. It was different seeing her like that.
Character development great for Nebula. Really loved her character. So then we get cut to a picture. We think Tony's finna die there.
Yeah, she picked him up off the ground and put him in like the captain seat or something, like you know, so he can see. And then you know it's just real somber, like it's just real. It's
and then
real heavy.
We see this bright light come up. It's Captain Marvel.
Let me tell you how fucked up I was at the scene though. I was so fucked up that Tony was like that. I forgot about her. Like I didn't even remember she was in the movie at that moment. I was like, bitch, they like floating to the sun or something. You know, I'm like thinking it's something else. That's how messed up I was. But she popped up.
She saved him. She
saved
took the ship, brought the ship to Earth.
Yeah.
Hence, everybody's coming out. We have Cap coming out. Rhodey, just like you saw in the trailer. Everybody coming out.
Yeah. Oh my God.
When I say it was like Cap ran up to him, I couldn't beat him.
Just
like the Tony said, I couldn't beat him, and Cap said, I couldn't either. You, of course you couldn't, because y'all weren't together. And he was helping Tony, even though they hadn't talked in years. He went and helped him, because that's who Cap is. He don't give a fuck about all that bullshit. This is the thing that got me, the back and forth after that. Because we're Tony was going off, like we're the Avengers, not the...
Yeah, he had his little moment where he was like real crazy. He ripped that shit out his chest.
Y'all.
And gave it to him. I was like, can he live like that?
Like remember
he literally ripped his chest out. Like he ripped that shit out.
Like it just sits there now on his chest.
But he was basically going off about the fact, like when we go back to Avengers Age of Ultron, he was like, we need a suit of armor around the world. Yeah. He was like basically saying like, this y'all fault because y'all ain't listening. But Cap was like, that didn't really work out, which it really didn't. So it was like back and forth, and he just kind of fell out or whatever. But
yeah,
I mean, all in all, we just to a point to where after that point, it's like 5 years later. Like when they said 5 years later, I was like, bitch, you mean it? No, it's not. Not yet.
No, it's
when
they go
Tony, like they had to like sedate him or whatever. And then of course Captain Marvel, she walks off. They like, where you going, old, to beat Thanos? And they looking at her like, what is you doing? They was like, we know you're new here, but we kind of do things as a team. So
yeah, that was not Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry, Black Widow.
Black Widow. And
I be trying to Scarlett Johansson. I want to say her name sometimes, and that's why I say Scarlet Witch. Like,
but basically, to sum up that portion, they all kind of just got in the ship with Rocket. They went to space. They found where Thanos was, former Thanos. He was like more fucked up than normal because what happens was he used the stones, of course, on Earth. Then he went to the little former planet or whatever. But he used the stones to destroy the stones. But they didn't know that till they got there. When I tell you they bust up in on him and hemmed his ass up real quick. But in all fairness, he was weak though. Because like he was kind of fucked up all on one side. But yeah, Captain Marvel came in first and hemmed his ass up. Then I think War Machine came up and all of them basically came in, and Thor cut his hand off, and that's when they looked at the glove and saw that the stones were gone. And he said that what he said, he inevitable or everything's inevitable or something like that. But he basically used the stones to destroy the stones, so we like stuck right now. Like ain't no bringing nobody back. All of that.
And Thor cut his head off.
Thor got mad to cut that man's whole head off. Now that I did not see coming.
I knew.
And they was looking at him like, "What did you do?" Because like I guess they could have got more information out of him or figured something else out. But they just showed Thor walking off, and as he faded away 5 years later. And when I tell you, when they show Earth and like everything is still look like the way it was when everybody vanished. Like nobody at stadiums, everything like just gray and dark. Cars still parked where they were parked 5 years ago. Like all of that. And then Cap, he do group meetings trying to get people to move on. And of course, bam, who the first person they show? I think that was Joe Russo. Was like in the meeting. And I forgot the dude name with the glasses because he important too.
I think that was, I forgot. I forgot what character he created. I think it was Thanos. I don't know.
He might have created Thanos or somebody. But I know he was important too.
But this is the thing that I loved about the MCU. They had Joe play an openly gay character.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't wait till we get to the end of this because I got questions for you when
like, and it fucked me up because I was like, oh, okay, they really trying to, like, they really trying to show you that
going on a date, and he was talking about it was a dude that he went on a date with and all of that stuff. But everybody basically was just trying to pick up the pieces and move on because he was talking about how like the guy he was on a date with cried, and then how he cried for dessert, like, you know, like they just. Everybody still in that place to where you trying to move on, but it still hurt.
Like 5 years, that's
5 years.
It's a long time, but it's not.
The world still looked like it did when Thanos snapped his fingers. Like it was just dark and gray. Like you didn't see no real signs of life. You know, just a couple people left over. And then I think what did we get to after that part? Was it Ant-Man or no? I think Ant-Man after that, right?
Yeah, we went to Ant-Man.
Well, they showed. Black Widow, how everybody communicate like on these little, I don't know what you would really call them. They not there, but you know, like they was just trying to report in if they had heard anything from everywhere. So you see Captain Marvel with her new look, and then you got like Rocket, you had War Machine, you had Okoye. Did I miss anybody?
Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula. They all like scattered in different places, but they all like trying to report to each other about what's going on. But my girl,
Natasha was not holding.
She didn't look too good. That's why I was like, But
she's trying to. I guess she was taking Nick's place to get some order in the universe, but it's like she was barely holding it together.
Yeah, she was. Cap was still come by, but it's like she was basically at the Avengers place by herself.
Yeah,
because War Machine was like following up leads on
Clint.
Yeah. And then everybody else, you know, of course, Captain Marvel in space, Nebula and Rocket was in space, and then Okoye was in Wakanda. So it's basically like she was there by herself until Cap dropped by. And then, what I said happened after that?
Well, this actually happened before that. Ant-Man, a rat jumped on his truck and opened his thing for the quantum realm.
Yeah, because they had that shit in storage. Like,
yeah, they put out, because remember it was on the rooftop. So they put all that stuff in storage. Rat or something hit the mechanism
and opened it back up
and got him out.
Yeah,
he got out and thought everything was fine. He was looking for people. He thought it was just 5 hours. He found out what happened. It was 5 years.
He went to to his old neighborhood or whatever. Everything was like all to shit. And then like they showed this big memorial. Like when I tell you it's called The Vanished, I think. And they had everybody's name on the Avengers. It was so many of those stones with names on front and back. Like you could just tell. And that was just for that city. Like just imagine like the whole country. But he was looking for Cassie's name. Like he was looking for his daughter. And then he saw his own name up there. He was like, what? You know, like that's when he showed up at the Avengers. What do we even call it?
No, he went to see his daughter. He went to see his daughter. His daughter has aged now. She's 5 years older.
She's a teenager.
Yeah, she's a teenager. He was like shook. So then he went to
the Avengers new facility.
Yeah, the new Avengers facility, trying to get in.
Yeah, he showed up while Cap and Black Widow was talking, and then that's when, you know, it was like right then. So he was trying to explain to them what happened. He asked them if they knew about like quantum physics and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's how
Black Widow said, yeah, for conversation. Like she don't know that shit. Like, you know, but because she a spy, she gotta know different shit.
But that's why they went on the whole subject of basically like time travel, because he was like, for him it was 5 hours, but it's been 5 years for us. And he was talking about what if somebody can invent something to where we could like actually navigate that shit, you know, like the right way. But
and then we went to see the character that I knew we were gonna get, Professor Hulk.
I felt like that was the cutest thing in the movie to me, to see him like that, like just like Banner and Hulk put together, his brains, but you still got Hulk body and muscle or whatever. He had his little glasses on. Like that was like the cutest thing to me. Like I need a whole Funko Pop and plushie of that. Like that was cute. And but you got Hulk second, because they went to see Tony first. Remember, they showed up for Tony first, because it's 5 years later. You see fucking Iron Man, and it was so funny because I think everybody in the movie was like, what he calling a dog? You know, like he went outside, because nobody would ever think Iron Man had a kid. Like he had a whole kid. And everybody was like, is he out there like calling the dog infant?
I knew
I knew when I saw the little chair in the little tent. I was like, he got a little girl. Like this, I was like, he got a little girl. And then of course she come out the tent with a damn Iron Man helmet on, the one he made for Pepper. He said, but never mind, because mom never wears anything I buy her anyway. But I just thought it was so cute seeing his character with a kid, because that's something you never would have like expected for him to be. And they had great chemistry, like him being a dad on camera. That shit was awesome. But of course, as he's getting her to come in for dinner or lunch or whatever it is, that's when they show up to ask him about said situation. And of course he just like, no, I'm good. But I already knew it was because like he didn't got a daughter, like it's 5 years later, like he not gonna want to lose what he got in them 5 years trying to go back in reverse time. But this is the part of the movie, also time travel. We not going by like Back to the Future, you know, all that stuff where like if you go back and
Flash
change the past
and all this.
Yeah, like if you change your past to change your future, their rules are based on the fact that no matter what you do to change the past, your future is still gonna be the same. It's still set already. So that's what I think might have confused some people too that watch the movie. It's
because most people like, like, how's his daughter still alive? I was like, no, like y'all gotta remember, he went back to his time. Like it's everything is set.
But we'll get to that part. But for that conversation, he was like, "No, I ain't got time for all that. You know, I wish I would have came to ask me about something else because I really do miss y'all, but I just can't do that." So of course they leave. And then Tony, being the Tony he is, well, no, when they left, that's when they went to go. They said we need a bigger brain, so that's when they went to go, and that's when we see Professor Hulk. But he was like, that's not his area of expertise. Yeah. But you know, what else really was going on? Because I ain't trying to just give y'all a play-by-play. But of course, Tony being the person he is, you could tell it was bothering him. Like when he was doing the dishes that night, his mind was like, it was bothering him, and then he picked up a picture of like him and Peter. And I think that kind of made him, you know, want to do it. So he did a simulation of like what would happen if he could do it. But he was telling like the computer, don't worry if you can't get it right, it's cool or whatever. But then like he actually, like the simulation actually works. But he just fell back like, oh shit.
It was so like 99.987%.
Yeah, but it was, he was like, I just figured out time travel. He was like, oh shit. And the little girl was behind him. She was like,
what shit?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was. But he went and talked to Pepper about it. Because he was like, you know, I just feel like this is something I should just put in a box and drop it in the bottom of the ocean, just put a pin in it. And he was basically looking to see like what she was gonna say, I think, like if he could go on with it or not. And then she was just like, but if you stopped, like would you be able to rest? And that's when he was kinda like, you know, I guess he wouldn't have had on with it or whatever, but
yeah. So we go cut some of this middle stuff out because like we want to get to the big pieces. So he comes to the new facility to figure out time travel because Banner can't figure it out.
Well, he figured it out. He came to figure out. They came to try like the how to see would it work. You know, like to put his stuff on, and then they was finna send Ant-Man, but he didn't want to do it. They sent Hawkeye instead. And so when they figured out it worked, that's when they had to figure out the when and the where, like what place and what time to go to.
Where the stones were, yeah. And they went to New York 2012, which was 3 stones were there at one time. And that shit blew my mind because I'm like, you think back, and when you watch the movie, they had the Tesseract.
It was so many meta moments in the movie, so much fan service. That's why I liked it. But like they basically went back to the first Avengers, like the first Avengers movie. They showed them like out on the street when they was all together, like fighting together. But what stones were there? The Tesseract, the Mind Stone, and the Time Stone, right?
Yeah,
those were the 3 that was in New York. Cause Loki and the Tesseract were there together when they was defeating him, and then they sent Bruce to look for Doctor Strange for the eye. What is it?
Agamotto.
Yeah. So.
Well, the Time Stone.
Yeah.
So Bruce went to find the Time Stone. He went to see Doctor Strange, only to find the Ancient One.
Yeah, that's her name. I be forgetting.
Yeah, the Ancient One said no. Like, so she was like, no, I'm not giving it up.
Yeah. And
like he was finna take it, and she did the thing she did to Strange.
She
knocked Bruce out, and Hulk fell down.
Mm-hmm. So he was like, what you want to call it? He was in a little ghost looking form or whatever. I forgot the right wording for that shit, but that's when he was floating around trying to talk to her about it. And she was showing him time, like if you took one of the stones out, it made like alternate realities or whatever like that. And of course, him being the smart one, he was like, but not necessarily, because we could come back and put the stone back at the right, like at the moment it was taken, so that nothing ever like branches off and happens. Exactly. So she was like, yeah, but how you know you're gonna survive? That's what she with. And so of course he promised her like he would do it. That's when he like spilled the beans about the fact, well, why did Doctor Strange give it to Thanos? And that's when she started thinking, she was like, he did. And she was like, you know, maybe that's what was supposed to happen.
Yeah. And then she was like, Strange is the best of us.
Yeah, so like, if he did that, he had a reason.
Exactly. So
that's what made her get
like
it.
Because like y'all gotta remember, she's spent time looking for Strange, and like she found him years before. Like this was back in 2012. Y'all gotta remember this.
That was 5 years before.
And she had already knew that she was gonna get Strange. She had already knew. She was like, he's over here performing surgery 20 blocks away.
Yeah, you 5 years too early. That's what she said, you 5 years too early. So she already knew all that shit. But that's funny because when you think about the movie and he showed up, how she treated him.
Yeah.
That was funny. That's like, why I'm like, bitch, I'm like, this bitch do the whole
like, and that's beautiful hindsight. They give you a lot. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all to pay attention to every little word that this movie says, every little word is important.
Then, of course, when we flip back to Cap and who we had, Cap, Ant-Man, and Iron Man together, they was in the original Avengers Tower. Yeah. Like, after they defeated Loki, like, and they had him prisoner trying to get the scepter and then trying to get the Tesseract. So, Ant-Man went in to try to get the Tesseract. And then I think Cap was working on getting the scepter. Yeah. So, you know, they had that whole elevator scene. Even though it didn't happen like that in that movie, it reminded you of the elevator scene from
The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier when they
got the same people to be in the elevator. The same big dude that grabbed Cap from the back, Romlo, the dude that was in the front trying to grab the gun, like everything. They were ready right then. Yeah. But then you had Sitwell. And then we got one of the most controversial moments from Captain America back in 2016 from the comics. Trust me. He leaned over to Sitwell and said,
he said,
everybody was losing their shit.
Everybody lost their shit.
And like what's so funny because they were so stupid.
And he walked off with that bitch, he was smiling. That shit was so funny. But at the same time he did that was the same time they were trying to get the Tesseract downstairs. They made Hulk take the stairs, all them stairs he had to walk down. But Tony had Ant-Man pull like his plug so that he'd have like an arrhythmia in his chest or whatever. Yeah. And then that's when they was trying to get away with the Tesseract. But of course Loki was peeping like there's some other shit was going on. And so like as Tony got the case with the Tesseract, here come Hulk busting through the door and like knocked him the fuck out. And so
hold up, now we would say Hulk 2012
Hulk, not like Professor Hulk, regular Hulk,
raging.
So Hulk. And so that's when the Tesseract got knocked out of the briefcase, and then Loki saw that shit and picked it up and dipped. So
Loki's out here.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he's still out there somewhere because he picked that shit up and dipped. Now I don't know what that means for his, because you know, like they say the future still stay the same. So like in our future of Endgame, he's still dead. Now I don't know if he in an alternate reality somewhere since he got away with that. Yep. That, you know, the Tesseract at that moment. But as they're looking for Loki, Cap walks up on Cap. You got new Captain America versus 2012 Captain America. So, oh my goodness.
He said Cap 2012 was like, I got eyes on Loki. I'm not Loki. And I don't want to hurt you. They started fighting, y'all.
They was fighting. I'm just like, bro.
And I'm talking about young 2012 Cap.
He had his ass up a couple times. That's why I was like,
he said, I can do this all day. He's like,
yeah, I know. Yeah. Like, I know. That shit was funny. Like, some of the moments was so funny. But he eventually, of course, beat himself. And it was so funny because he was, like, looking at him while he was bent up on the floor. He's like, damn right, that's America's ass.
And, like, this is how you know Cap is a softie at heart. Because older Cap said Bucky's alive, and younger Cap was like,
basically,
what did you say? And that's how he beat him, because like that Cap would not know that. Yeah. And it will fuck with him. Like that shows you know yourself better than anybody else. You know your weaknesses. Yeah. And he used his own weakness against him. Bucky is a weakness.
That was a big moment. Cap fighting Cap in the Hell Hydra. Then of course you got the other teams. You got Rocket and Thor together going to Asgard for the Thor the Dark World. You basically see that. Yeah. And then you got
I was wondering why Natalie Portman was at the premiere, Like I was like, shit, I'm like, why she had to premiere?
That's what I was telling Trey. Like I thought some of them scenes were just like they took them from the old movie and just added like new shit, but they reshot like all that stuff with them people. I was like, damn, okay, well,
that shit was crazy. But, I was like, Natalie Portman. I'm like, I thought she was done.
The only thing that I remember that we skipped over was when they had to get the team back together. Cause you got Thick Thor, you got Ronan, and then who else we had to get? Or was that it? Them the only two?
I think that was it.
Cause I mean, Banner and all the rest of them was already there, and then Rocket and Nebula and all them too. But that was funny seeing Thick Thor. Like they went to go get him, and I guess he was just in such a bad way. All he did was drink them whole 5 years. So he had like a whole beer belly, and play Fortnite. But and then of course Ronan was out here murking everybody because his family was gone. Like he was really out here taking people out. Now the dude that was from Wolverine that he fought, he playing the same person?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
I wonder was he
like that? It seemed like he was playing that same character from the Wolverine. Yeah. I know that's two different. But it seemed like he was playing that same character. I don't know.
But I love when they
because he had that sword. And he was wielding that sword. The guy Wolverine fought the father.
Yeah. I forgot what his name was in the movie. But
not the grandfather, the father who fought when Wolverine was on the table.
Yeah, he the one who got that shit like at the end, right, or something. I forgot. I don't know. But anyway, I just had to flip back to Thick Thor and Ronan because I forgot about them. But of course, then so we got the scepter. They got that one. They lost the Tesseract. We went for the Power Stone. That was War Machine and Nebula.
Yeah.
So of course you see Quill, that's Guardians, right? The first Guardians. You see Quill like singing and shit. So what happens is 2019 Nebula shit like fucked up with like old Nebula from like 2014, right?
Yeah.
And then they can see her like memories. The memories from like our present day back in the past. Because she kind of like, they build her up like a machine. So it's like they on the same,
wavelength.
I almost said server. That's what I was going to say. But anyway, we looking at this shit like this motherfucker about to find out what they finna do. That's what we looking like. So you got old Thanos trying to figure out what's going on with the stones or whatever. But War Machine did get the Power Stone and go back. She just didn't get a chance to go with him. Yeah. Because they had like hooked her up to some shit and was trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah. And then you had Black Widow and Hawkeye ended up in what's the name of that planet? Was it Vormir or was it the other one?
I forgot.
Morag. I know them the two, but I don't remember which one.
Vormir, yeah.
Vormir, okay. So of course, like now when I see them go to get the Soul Stone, the first thing that pop in my mind is like, bitch, one of y'all not coming back because it's a soul for a soul. That's I'm like, how y'all about to? But of course, Red Skull was still there.
Yeah.
And he was telling them what was going on. Because he even, what he said, like, daughter of somebody and son of somebody else. Like, he, like, mentioned their parents' name or whatever.
She was like,
I didn't know my dad's name. Because, he didn't believe the shits. Like, he didn't believe the hype. He was like, he probably lying. But, Black Widow was like, well, he did come here with his daughter and he left with the son and not with her. So, to see them fight each other, to like see who was gonna like sacrifice themselves because they both was trying to do it, but like they really was like beating each other ass trying to jump over the edge, and then she jumped after him. Like these motherfuckers have lost their goddamn mind. But it was really really a tough situation because it's like you didn't want to see either one of these characters die because Ronan had already lost so much. But it's like if y'all pull this off, you gonna get your family back, and then you gonna be missing, and then it's like you don't want to see her die because it's like. She had so much character development from being an assassin. It's like, bitch, it was too much. Like, that made me shed a thug tear when they did that.
And so, when we get to it, Black Widow dies.
Yeah, that was sad.
And she was happy to die. For her family. The Avengers was her family. She was willing to die. And it's something you never knew you needed it till you got it. Because Scarlett Johansson is the first lady of the Avengers team, and like you love her so much,
you ain't want to see her go.
You didn't want to see her go,
especially not like that. Like,
and you didn't know you were gonna get that, and when you got it, you were heartbroken because I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. So now we know all we getting is the fucking origin story.
That's it. Like, that's all we gonna see of her after that.
Like, we getting the origin story, and now we get it pissed me off because I'm thinking about this all in my mind when I'm watching this movie. I'm like, why the fuck are we getting the origin story now, man? We should have got that shit before this. I'm like, it was frustrating, but it's like, we know that's the end of her.
Yeah, that movie did a good job about showing a lot of people's stories ending.
Yeah, like, this is her story's ending.
And then, so we got the Power Stone, we got the Soul Stone, we got the Mind Stone from the Scepter. We lost the Tesseract, so we gotta amend that. Then we got Thor. He was Thor: The Dark World. You know, him and Rocket there trying to get the ether, which is what they call that song, or is it just the ether? I mean, it's something, ain't it?
The reality stone.
Oh, okay. So yeah. And then, of course, Thor sees his mama because he get there the same day that she's supposed to, like, die in Thor: The Dark World. So that was hard for him. He couldn't really do it. But, you know, he had this whole wonderful moment with his mom because she knew that he was from the future. She was like, I was raised by witches, so, you know, I know when something else up. But, like, as she was telling him to be who he's meant to be, like, not like, you know, just be yourself. You ain't got to just be who you feel like people want you to be. Like, she had this whole conversation with him. And, of course, on his way out, he reaching for the shit, and his mom was like, it could take a while, but he still was worthy. He got a hammer. So
he got Mjolnir and took it.
Yeah. So at this point, how many songs we got? Well, never mind. And to counteract them losing the Tesseract, they go to 1970. Iron Man and Cap go to 1970.
Let's be clear. We forgot to say something.
What?
The Pym particles, it was only enough for them to take a trip there and trip back.
Yeah.
So when they lost the Tesseract, Cap and Tony went to 1970 to get the Tesseract.
Yes.
And Pym particles to come back.
Yeah,
because
so 2 birds, 1 stone.
Exactly.
So they get there, and of course Tony sees his younger version of his dad as he's getting the Tesseract, which kind of like threw him off a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause his mom was actually expecting, I guess, with him at that moment, and then of course Cap on his end getting the particles. He run into who? Well, he didn't really run into her, but he saw Peggy.
Yep.
So that was
one room away. It was a window in between them. All she had to do was look up,
and she would have saw him, but. Because she still, even in 1970, after all the years, like where he went in the ice or whatever, she had like a picture of him. Just like old school him. Not even Captain America, just old school Steve Rogers on her desk or whatever. So that was cool. But long story short, you know, the shit that happens, the twist was that the Nebulas switched places basically. Yeah. They took the Nebula from 2019 and switched her with Nebula from 2014.
Well, how did they switch her? If you notice the piece of a helmet right here, that was different. So all they had to do was just switch that.
Yeah, she went back. Like they looked at her memories to see what was going on, and they just took that information, and she went there. So they all show up back together at the same time with all the stones, and Tony made like his own version of a gauntlet, you know, with his technology or whatever. Then, you know, now it's like the question of who gonna wear it.
And Thor, I think Thor said he was gonna win.
He wanted to. He was sad because he was like, "Let me just do this one thing. Let me do something good." You know, like. But they was telling him he wasn't in any condition to like do that,
like
or whatever. Probably because he was drunk at the time and whatever else.
But Bruce said he was made for it because it gives off gamma radiation.
Yeah,
and that's how the whole
made for it.
Like, and then that's a callback to the Avengers, like in the scene with Tony and Bruce. You mean the other guy saved me? That's a nice sentiment. For what, actually? Maybe we'll find out. Most people thought it was to save Tony. No. Kevin Feige, you son of a bitch. You smarted. I swear, man, this guy's a fucking genius. The callbacks. For the snap. That's what the Hulk saved them for. The snap.
Yeah, but Hulk put the gauntlet on. And you can see it like, you know, you could just see the shit like how it did Thanos, like it was just like eating at his arm. And they was like, Thor was like, take it off. He was like, take it off. And they was like, no, wait. They was like, Bruce, you okay? They was like, Banner, you okay? He was like, I'm good. And then Tony was like, remember, keep everything we have now, bring back what we lost. Like that was their goal, to keep the future the way it was, but bring everybody back that had got snapped them 5 years ago. So, you know, of course he wouldn't lose his daughter or whatever. So he was able to pull off the snap. And then, you know, we like wondering if it was working. So like the Avengers building start to like, the windows start to open. You can see like sun down, like birds starting to come back. And you know, we get this moment, right? We get this moment where like, holy shit, like this shit fucking worked. And then you saw,
you see Hawkeye's phone ring.
Yeah, that was his wife on the phone calling. So it's like, bitch, this shit really worked. We ain't celebrate 20 seconds before everything got blown to shit because Nebula brought Thanos
through space and time.
So fucking Thanos from 2014 is now here in 2019, ready to fuck us up.
Well, 2023.
So, yeah.
Technically.
So he fucked, like he blew. When I tell you, I was mad because I'm like, bitch, didn't we just build this? How long? How long this been here? He done fucked this shit all the way up. Like how Tony House got fucked up in that Iron Man, what was 3? And they fucked that shit up. That shit was blown to pieces. So like everybody scattered. You know, I'm thinking Rocky and them about to die. I can't see Rhodey with no legs. Like, that killed me because, like, you know, his suit got fucked up. Because they ended up on, like, the bottom level with, like, water running through or whatever. He had to, like, get out of his suit. But, you know, he can't walk. So, like, his shit didn't work.
Yeah,
so he had to, like, crawl. Rocky was over there like, I can't breathe. I'm like, bitch, this too much. Like, this too much too fast, bitch. Like, we didn't even get to celebrate a whole minute that everybody was back and shit done hit the fan. Sorry. But yeah, seeing Rocket, like he was like he couldn't breathe, and then like War Machine having to go up and like unpin him, and even though Hulk was hurt, he was trying to like keep both of them from getting smushed and drowned.
Yeah, he was holding up the whole building with one fucking arm in his back. Like
it was too much too fast, y'all. It was too much too fast. And then who had the gauntlet? Hawkeye had it running from whatever them little nasty looking creatures was. It was a lot.
Y'all, we at the final battle now.
Yeah, that whole last hour was intense.
So we sitting out there. Thanos just sitting out there waiting on them to come out. He's like, just bring me the gun. You see Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor finna walk out here to fight him. Thor was sitting there watching him. What is he doing?
Yeah, because he was just sitting there. I was like,
So Thor called the lightning. Psh.
Yo.
Bring out Mjolnir and Stormbreaker.
Thick Viking Thor. Like, they had him with the beard braided up and the little hairstyle. He looked like a whole Viking. Like, that shit was neat, though.
So they walk up, ready to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
Y'all, when I'm talking about this battle was so crazy. Like, it was nuts. They were beating the shit out of each other. Thanos was beating their ass. They were beating Thanos' ass. I'm going to give you a call back to the Avengers once again. Remember when that Thor fought Iron Man and he shocked him with electricity and it gave him 400% power? Tony's so fucking smart. He did his suit like that. He told Thor, hit me. Hit him with power. Boosted his power to hit Thanos with an even more powerful blast. That shit was so dope.
Yeah.
We see they start beat Thanos' ass, and then Thanos get the upper hand. Yeah. He grab Iron Man, pick him up. So Thor hits Tony with Mjolnir, so he's out. Yeah. He's knocked out. So now it's
just Thor and Captain.
Yeah, they're fighting him.
And then he get Thor on the ground.
Cap gets slung somewhere.
Thor called for his axe, and then Thanos grabbed it, and he was trying to like
put it in his chest, just like he did in Infinity War.
And then like the next thing you see though, you see Mjolnir like rising up off the ground, like that's all you see. And then what they cut to,
all you see is the hammer hit him, and then the hammer comes back. Who catches it? Captain America.
Everybody lost their shit in the movie theaters when we seen that part. We was like, what? He worthy?
Like, people like, well, why is he worthy now? Y'all have to remember, he was burdened. Why was he burdened? Because in 2014, we had the Winter Soldier. We got Age of Ultron in 2015. He knew that Bucky killed Howard and didn't tell Tony. That's why he couldn't lift the hammer.
Yeah, but now
he relieved of that burden. Now he is worthy. That's why the hammer moved, but the hammer, he couldn't lift it.
And the shit that got me was how excited Thor ass was that he did.
I knew it.
I was like, this motherfucker. over here getting beat up. Somebody I knew it.
I'm talking about when he said he knew it. Thanos kicked him, shut your bitch ass up. He kicked him right through the rock. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, but then of course you get Cap and Thanos fighting each other.
I'm like,
Cap gave it to him wild, like he gave it to him for a minute.
He was beating his ass.
And Thanos in that double-sided, whatever kind of goddamn,
he stabbed him in his
Mortal
leg.
Kombat ass weapon he got. That shit looked crazy. And then he started breaking that shield. He fucked that shield up.
He broke that shield just like it was broken in Age of Ultron. I'm talking about he go knocked his ass out, and they were just defeated.
All you saw was Cap. He strung his shit up tighter. He stood up, but like Thanos had called all his goons. Like he had all the goons.
And
like,
all you saw was Thanos. Like Thanos made the speech like, in battle, I've never made anything personal, but your planet, I'm gonna enjoy it.
He said he gonna enjoy decimating that shit down to his last atoms. I was like,
and like all you see is Cap tighten his fucking shield, his broken shield.
Right, and he stood up, but it was just him. I was hollering at that. I was like, he can't do it by himself.
It was just Cap. Tony's still out. Thor's still down, and it's just Cap versus this big army.
I'm telling you, they need a picture of that moment because it was only Cap. And then you had Thanos and like a million goons behind him, and I'm like, this man can't do this by himself. I'm like, please.
Do it all day.
Then next thing you know,
all you hear is,
Cap, do you read me? I was like, he even looked like I did. He was looking like, wait a minute, bitch.
Cap, on your left.
Bitch, and then you saw one of them shits. Look, you saw one of them shits open up.
You saw one of them.
And then it was T'Challa, it was Shuri, and it was Okoye. Bitch, everybody was losing their shit. Cause that's why I was like, when they were fighting like that, I'm like, wait, everybody back. I was yelling at you. I was like, where's T'Challa? I'm like, where is everybody? Cause I'm like, he need people. He can't do it by himself.
And when Cap saw him, he got emotional. He's like, it worked. Like, it worked. Like,
everybody.
Like, he saw him. He got emotional. Then Sam came flying in. Bruh. And he was just like.
Then next thing you know, you see like all the circles. And I was like, bitch, they got everybody.
And like, most people don't know. I think I saw the Nova Force.
Who
like the people that were flying. Yeah.
That would have been with
from
Guardians.
Yeah.
I think so too, though, because like they had a lot of people, because they had all the magic people from like Doctor Strange, them type of shit. They had Wakandans. They had it was like Guardians. A couple of more. That's why I was like, they had a lot of because Valkyrie came in on her horse. They had a whole bunch of people, and then like when they came out, that's when you saw like Hulk and Rocket. And all of them come back out too. That was like stuck in the building.
Yeah, because Ant-Man saved them. He got down there to them and raised up and let them out.
Yeah.
And then
and Nebula killed herself.
Yes.
That happened because she fooled Hawkeye because she you know like she got the gauntlet from whatever. And then when they realized she was fucked up, what's the damn girl name? Her sister,
Gamora.
Yeah, Gamora and our Nebula from 2019. Came through and was trying to stop her, but she shot herself. Like 2019 Nebula shot 2014 Nebula. So I know people was like, ain't she gonna disappear? But like, no, because it was like, it's one of them situations to where whatever they do to the past, it don't affect their future. So that's why she's still there.
So with the whole big everybody coming out, here go Cap. And my moment that I've been waiting for since the Avengers fucking came on. Avengers! Do.
While they was waiting, everybody in there was like, say it. Everybody was like, say it.
Assemble.
Everybody
I jumped up out my seat. I
love going to the movies when stuff premiere because them be the diehards. When I tell you everybody was cheering and crying together in that theater, bitch, we was family. We were all family. Like,
I jumped up out my seat. I was on the stairs.
You know what made my moment? When they showed like, they showed the Wakandans come through first, but then when they showed the one where, like, when they was on Titan, the ones who was lost on Titan, like Doctor Strange and like the Guardians, and then Peter flew through. I was like, Peter!
Watch the movies when Spider-Man's in them. They linger on Spider-Man. They linger on him.
I love Tom Holland, y'all. I ain't never think I could love Spider-Man. But like, I used to love Toby Ashtray. I used to love Toby. But like, now I love Tom. I don't know what it is about that boy. He get me every time. He swung through. I was like, Peter!
I'm talking about
goodness.
The fights breaking out. You got everybody from Wasp to Pepper as rescue.
Yo, when they showed Pepper, bitch, I lost my shit. I ain't never knew I wanted that until they showed it to me. I was like, they got Pepper and Tony up here together blasting people. I lost my shit.
She was on that shit.
I was losing my shit left and right. I was like holding my chest. I was like, it's too much, too fast. I was like, good lord.
There was so much going on.
And they was playing keep away with the fucking gauntlet. Like, who had it first? Hawkeye had it. Then T'Challa was like, give it to me. And then he ran through fucking people up. And then
Spider-Man got it.
Yeah.
And this is the thing if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, if you have, this is the moment that you wanted. Activate instant kill. He activated
the little legs. They was fucking people up, bitch. He had them real spider legs. They was fucking people up.
That's all you saw. He was just turning. Like.
And then he got swarmed and Cap threw Mjolnir so he could like catch on to them and swing away. But then eventually Thanos got like overwhelmed at one point because he had them like shoot more missiles down.
Yeah.
And then when they did that, it was about to like make the water like flood all the people that were fighting. So like Doctor Strange has to like hold off the water or whatever. But then they start shooting in the atmosphere, and everybody was like, what they shooting at? And of course, you know, my girl had to come down Queen style with the haircut and the glow. Fuck Thanos shit about. She had to do a fly through that shit. She fucked that shit up so quick.
That shit failed. And then she was like, she met Peter.
Yeah, he was like, hi, I'm Peter Parker. Like, he was on the ground in the fetal position with that damn glove.
She was like, you got something for me, Peter Parker?
She said, hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me? Like, y'all can get up off Captain Marvel, okay? I like her. I really like her. Like, let her be great, okay? Let her be great. But, like, when she got the thing, he was like, I don't know how you gonna get through, like, all the people. Then, you know, they showed, like, everybody, like, running up on them. And then here come the moment where I lost my shit for real. They had all the girls walk up. They was like, oh, we got our back. Like, who they had walk up for? They had Okoye. They had Scarlet Witch. Good lord. Did that happen before or after with Scarlet Witch and Thanos? Did that happen before that moment or after? I think she hemmed him up. That's why he said rain fire down.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Bitch, when I tell you Scarlet Witch walked up on the scene and her eyes were, she said, you took everything from me. He said, I don't even know you. She was like, you about to. I was like, oh my God. Bitch, look, oh my God. Like, I was like, bitch, she finna fuck him up. Like, I don't think I've ever seen her use her powers like that. Like, when I tell you she went in, she went in. He was hemmed up, like he had to call them for them to shoot everybody.
Right now.
Yeah, she said, you took everything from me. He was like, bitch, I don't even know you. That's how he walked up and was like, bitch, I don't even know you. She was like, you about to? I was like, oh my God. Like, them moments were like priceless. I'm talking about that movie was such fan service. Like, you saw almost every character in Marvel in this fight. Other than the people that we just lost and couldn't get back. Like, you saw everybody. Like, in that girl moment, when they had all of the fucking MCU girls, you had Pepper, you had Wasp, you had Gamora, Nebula, Valkyrie, like, all the girls, Shuri. Like, you had everybody, and they went in on them boys. I was like, oh my God. It was too much.
And Captain Marvel leading the charge,
she flew right through all them boys. Couldn't nobody stop her. She flew right through. Because what they were trying to do was get to the van that M-Machine had the thing in, yeah, so they could take the stones back without him getting them. But of course,
he blew up the van.
He did something. Yeah, he blew the van up, which knocked her back. And then the gauntlet fell on the ground. But like as he got ready to pick it up and put it on, then they were fighting. She had that moment like him and Cap had where she was like holding the glove up. You know, like how she was trying to get it off him or whatever. He tried to headbutt her. She said, dude. I was like, sir, that ain't the one. Like, no. He had to take the power stone off the glove just to even get her off of him. I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. He
couldn't beat her. He had to take the power stone off.
And gosh, like,
I'm like, bro, you couldn't even get my girl off you, and y'all be out here hating on her like that. But then, of course, he got ready to put it back on again, and like you can see all this shit like filling him up, and that's when Tony grabbed it. And then like, no, before Tony grabbed it, he looked over at Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange held up that finger like that's that one opportunity because he asked him early. He was like, "Is this it? Like, is this the one in however many million chance that we gonna win?" He was like, "If I told you, then it wouldn't happen." So like when he held that shit up, I immediately lost my shit and started like tears were streaming. I was like, Tony, no. I was like, Tony, no. I was like, no.
So he charges towards him. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing the glove.
And then Thanos like kicked him off.
Yeah. And Thanos said,
I'm inevitable. And then he snapped, but then nothing happened. Then he looked and them bitches was gone.
At that same time, Tony got kicked off. He grabbed all the stones off.
All you saw was the shit come up.
And he was like, and I am
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
And he snapped. And then next thing you know, Ho started like, payback, bitch. Ho started turning into dust.
Like the first thing you see is a big ass Shatori worm coming for Rocket. Just when he was about to get eaten, that bitch turned to dust. Yeah. Thanos turning around looking at his whole squad just getting dusted.
And he just sat out.
He just said,
now I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt for him at that moment. It was like he knew he lost. Like I ain't gonna lie, he knew he lost. He just sat down like fuck.
Like it's over.
Just sat down, and he was the last person they showed like turn to dust and fly away. But then of course you cut back to Tony, and he all like burnt to a crisp on one side. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, no human is supposed to be able to wield these stones like this. And it was just the first person you had come over to him was like Rhodey, and he wasn't really saying that. He just kind of grabbed his face, you know, like. Then here come motherfucking Peter, Tom Holland. That's when I really lost it because he was like, Mr. Stark, we won. He was like, Mr. Stark, we won. It's okay, we won. I'm like, no. It's like, get Peter the fuck out of here.
I like, dude. I don't know what it is about
Tom Holland. Everybody in the theater was like sitting up like this, or they was like sitting back crying. Like it was just, you could hear a pin drop. It was just so quiet.
I'm in the bitch like this. I'm like,
I was losing it. I had to hold his hand at one point. We was holding hands like that shit was traumatic. And then when Pepper came up,
Pepper was just trying to push him out the way.
She pulled Peter out the way, yeah. But then eventually she was like, "We'll be okay." She was like, "You can rest." When she said that, "You can rest," ugly cry, just ugly, just everywhere. I was just like, "Oh my god!" Fluids was everywhere. I was just like, "I can't do this." It was so sad. Like it was really sad. And then you could see everybody in the background just kind of looking at him like Cap. Then he looked like he was finna cry. Like everybody was just standing there looking, cause he really sacrificed himself to save everybody.
Like, and that's another callback. You're not the guy to lay down on the line. Let the other guy crawl over you. Avengers reference. Yes, he is. And remember, Tony said, "I think I just cut the wire."
I only feel like Tony did that though because of them extra 5 years he got, and because he had a daughter.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to bring Peter back, yes, but I feel like that 5 years with Pepper and his daughter just like out there wherever they were just kind of like softened him a little bit and like made him just more like, not saying he was never a hero, but he was never that selfless either. Yeah. So that's why I was just like,
he was willing to his daughter life was more important than his.
That shit had me going. Then you know at the end, of course, you know we had a funeral.
Yes. And
they had everybody there at the funeral, but he had his little hologram. He was like talking because he had left a message before they did the whole time heist thing, just in case it didn't work out. So you know they had him talking about all of that.
Yeah, and then when they had the funeral, they panned to everybody who's met Iron Man or Tony. And they had the little boy from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, that boy, that teenager that was standing by himself, like right before they went to Captain Marvel, that was the little boy from Iron Man 3, because a lot of people probably didn't remember who he was.
That boy that grew up, I was like, when I looked at him by himself, I knew who he was, because I know Marvel. Marvel always does things, and they do things with a purpose. I was like...
It was sad, though. He saved everybody's family, though. Everybody got their families back. Vision wasn't in the movie at all.
No.
And then, I forgot about Jarvis. They had Jarvis in the movie.
Yes, he's the only person to come from the TV show to the movies. Besides Coulson going back from movies to TV. But he's the only person from a TV show to appear in the movies. Yeah. The guy who played Jarvis on the Peggy Carter.
Yeah, he was with when they TV went to show. 1970 or whatever.
Yeah, he was Howard Stark's driver.
But and then they put the little reef on the river by where they lived, talking about proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
Yeah,
like all that shit, bro. I was like, it was too much. I was crying for a long time. I was just like, ooh. But they showed everybody. They had everybody there, like everybody. Cause like even with Ant-Man and Wasp, they had her daddy and her mama there.
Yeah.
They had Peter auntie there. You know, like they had like, yeah.
And then we cut to the Avengers facility, post wreckage.
Okay, his arm still messed up in a brace, but they was finna put the stones back.
Cap takes the stones and then he's finna get ready to go. He tells Bucky he's finna go do this.
Don't do nothing stupid till I get back. And he was like, "You taking all the stupid with you?"
Yeah, Captain America, First Avengers reference. So he gets ready to go. He looks around, and I already know what this means. When he looks around, I think
Bucky knew too.
Oh yeah, Bucky knew. Bucky knew. And Cap disappears, and they try to bring him back.
Yeah,
Sam starts saying, "What's wrong? It's 5 seconds. Bring him back."
Yep. And then Bucky looks over out by the lake,
and who do you see?
He called
Sam.
He called Sam over, and then he told Sam to go ahead. He was like, "You go." And then we get? Old man Cap. I don't know how old, but he was old.
He's over 100. He's like 100 years old. And
when was he born?
I think 1918. I think it's 1918.
Because I know he said he went in the water in 40 or something like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was just wondering how old he was though.
I think it's 1918. I can't remember exactly. I think maybe Bucky was 1918. Or maybe 1920. It was somewhere. It was from 1918 to 1922.
I know he was over 90. I know that because he. Yeah. But, yep. Old man Cap, we came to hang it up.
And he brought a shield with him.
Yep. He gave it to Sam.
And passed the mantle of Captain America to Sam. Sam, like, you can see Bucky wanted him to have it. Like, because Bucky, you know how if they would have explored this more, Bucky wouldn't have took it because of how Bucky is. Like,
he probably feel like he got more work to do before he deserved to like be Captain America.
Yeah, and it was perfect. Like Sam saw the ring on his finger. Sam asked him about, "You want to tell me about that?" He was like, "No, I don't think I will."
No, I don't think I will. But of course, the last scene they cut and they go back to like whatever you could tell was old because of the way the cars were. And they cut, and you go into this house in the window, and then you see him and Peggy dancing. Like, he got his dance that he wanted. So, I feel like that was a good way to end his story, though. I feel like he deserved that. Because you spent all these years out of time trying to, like, you know, be the best and save people. Like, I feel like he deserved that slice of life. Like, he deserved to.
Like, everybody got
have a happy ending.
Yeah. I feel like even Black Widow got her happy ending because she
did something selfless for her family.
She saved her family, and like,
because I mean, and then she left Hawkeye with his family because it was like, you gonna get everybody back if this work, but then you gonna be gone. Like, that makes no sense. But yeah, so we didn't get Gamora back from 2019. Like, they only got the 2014 version running around.
Yeah,
she couldn't come back because of the Soul Stone, and neither could Nat. Vision's still gone, which I really thought they would have fixed him. You know, like, I thought they would have did something with that.
They probably gonna fix him in the Scarlet Witch show.
It's possible. But, like, he was gone, and then, of course, Tony gone, and then we got old man Cap. So, I felt like it was just a lot of fan service that I appreciated. Now, people that are not as into the movies, I feel like they made, like, Infinity War better just because of the pace and the action. But for true diehard fans, I feel like this movie was the ultimate movie for you because of what all they did and explored. Mostly everybody got their endings tied up, you know, so it's just like, I was so fucked up after that movie, like, I don't even want to see another comic movie for a long time after
like
this.
I feel like, honestly, and this is my opinion, Marvel has just peaked with this movie. I'm being 100% honest with y'all. The MCU has peaked. This is its highest point. Like, period. No other I can't see another movie from Marvel Disney, the MCU, doing this well. Right. This weekend they've already made $1 billion, and it's not even Sunday night. They haven't even calculated Sunday night. Y'all, when I told y'all that this movie was going to be fucking Avatar, I wasn't bullshit. This is just the weekend. Yep. And they've already hit 1.2 billion.
$209 billion.
Come on, bro. No movie in history of movies has ever done that. That's a record.
Yep. Even with the domestic box office for just them couple days, 300 and something million, 350 million. They weren't expecting it to do that. They was expecting like 250 to something. I don't know, but it was very good. And then on top of that, just for Thursday night, we could only watch it in IMAX. Like they didn't have any regular showings where we lived. It was all IMAX or Dolby or whatever. So to cut them standard ones off and you still make that much money, just imagine if standard would have been open on Thursday night. So that's I'm just like, it was very good though.
Yeah,
I cried, I laughed.
Heartbroken.
I'm heartbroken. Like it wasn't an emotion for how I felt. Like that was a long car ride home. We was just like, oh my god.
I wanted to cry on the car ride home, but I couldn't because I was driving. I'm like, this shit.
It was a lot.
It's too much. Like,
and then Spider-Man: Far From Home picks up right after the snap. So for y'all thinking that happened before, like what y'all have to understand is like the people who were dusted are still there, like same age basically from 5 years ago. Like even though we aged, they didn't. So like he still got to go finish school. That's why he's still in high school in the movie. So I'm assuming not everybody from the other movie may be in his class on this one. Just the people that got dusted too for it to make sense. But then I had some thoughts too. I was like, so when they do Black Panther 2, you can't negate this movie. If it come after, we got a 5-year jump. And then that means he got to contest somebody if he wants to throw him back right because somebody else had to take over while he was gone.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking about. They thought about
because M'Baku was alive.
He probably was there. That's probably why they didn't show him in the movie. He might have still been in Wakanda. Like they probably didn't want him to, you know what I'm saying? Since T'Challa was there, he might have been on some shit like I'll go, like it's cool right now or whatever. You know, but I don't know. I'm just
like it's a lot of stuff that you gonna
because they had
to
think about this big movie 11 years ago, and then now you got to think about forward though for anybody that's still. You know, like still an Avenger, just not the original Avengers. Like, where do they movies go from here? So you get Peter, you get Far From Home after Snap 5 years later, but he still got to finish school. Where some of his friends probably done grew up and moved on or whatever the case. Then you got Black Panther. Now we know Black Widow movie is a prequel, but then when we get Guardians of the Galaxy, they're gonna be as Guardians of the Galaxy because if they come after, Thor basically left with them. And they was looking for 2014 Gamora, so I'm wondering how they gonna do that. Like you have to think in advance for like all this shit. That's crazy. So,
hey man,
that was my question.
Because like, this is the thing: when you fuck with time travel, you have to be on point.
Cause you would shit on the movie if you just make it seem like none of this ever happened, and people that made sacrifices like this. Like this shit has to stick. This is like a hero's ending. Like for most of these characters, this is the end. At least for the original 6, I feel like this is the end. Maybe not Thor. I don't know what they're gonna do with Guardians of the Galaxy, but if he don't show up in their movie, then that's probably the end for him too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But all in all, great movie, y'all. If
you hear still and your ass ain't seen it, now you need to go because no explanation could describe what we saw and felt watching this movie. And when they say it's meant to be seen in IMAX, they not lying. Cause like I saw it in IMAX in Dolby, like with Trey the first time, and then when I took the kids, we could only get a regular showing because everything was sold out. That shit was dusty. I was like, compared to what I saw the other day, I was like, this is unacceptable. Like the colors, the sound, like it's just a different experience for that movie. So, cause there's so much going on, especially that last hour. Like, you have to be able to see that shit.
Y'all, let me tell you something. That first hour, let me tell you something about the movie. That first hour, our theater messed up. The stuff had messed up. So I went down, I'm that dude. I'm going to go, hey, y'all need to fix it. As soon as that shit came on and had no sound, thank you. Everybody was telling me thank you. My little feet were moving. Hey, the theater messed up. I ain't got no sound. So they had to fix it, and we had to just watch the trailers again. But we watched it. Right? From the first hour, when the movie started, that first hour seemed like it wasn't just the first hour. I thought we were about done. It's so much movie in the movie that's just a movie in the movie. I was like, what is this? They could have split this shit up into like 6 movies. It's so much shit going on. But it was so great. Look, man, we go get out of here. We appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate y'all
supporting us.
Yes, and go support Endgame, man. Don't spoil this shit for nobody.
Don't. It's not. It needs to be watched. Like, I wouldn't want to take away from anybody. That's why we waited so long to do it. Because by now we figured everybody either has watched it or are going to. Majority of people have watched it even more than once. But definitely don't spoil. This movie, oh boy, that scared me. This movie's too great to be spoiled. Like, don't spoil the end game, or Thanos will find you in your sleep and snap your ass up. But we gonna get out of here so we can get this up. It's a busy day today.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff got to come up, so y'all just stay tuned for the other uploads. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all in the next video.
Y'all stay up, stay real. It's Trey.
It's Tasha.
Man to the real. Y'all stay real.
You already watched, so you might as well subscribe, please.